States, 27 years of age, 17th in Krakow last year at the World Cup. Had a really good run in the heats to go straight through to the semis.
My name's Tyler Westfall. I am on the U.S. national team for slalom kayaking, which is the Olympic discipline of whitewater kayaking, and I'm a coach at the Potomac Whitewater Racing Center. It's a timed event from top to bottom, and you have poles, kind of like at slalom skiing, and you have to navigate through the gates on the way down the Whitewater Rapids. If you touch or you miss the gates, then you incur either a 2-second penalty for a touch or a 50-second penalty for a miss, which in a 100-second event is basically a DQ. I spent a lot of time on the river. I'm kind of a river rat, you know, maybe a little bit of a dirt bag. My first memory, like ever, was on the Tigert River, which is in West Virginia. And it was sitting on my dad's boat, and we were paddling around the rapids, and I was like wanted to go over into the big rapid, and I kept pointing over there. That trip happened when I was 3. Once I was 5, 6, I started to kind of get the bug a little bit for paddling, and we started to do some races for fun on the weekends, and I kind of figured out how to roll. My dad had kind of developed a team of paddlers from all of my friends from summer camp. A lot of the paddlers from that group went on to continue paddling. One went off to start a nonprofit called Diversify Whitewater. They're doing a lot of really cool work trying to get people from different areas into paddling and people of different race and ethnicity into kayaking. When I decided that I was going to actually pursue this in a serious way and really go for it, I told myself within my means, I wanted to try as hard as I possibly could so that like when I did retire, like when I was done paddling, that whatever the level that I attained was the best that I could do. I made the junior national team my senior year of high school, and world championships for junior and U23 that year were in Australia. That was freaking rad. That was like super cool. And then I just kind of continued down that pathway, junior team, U23, and then I've been on the senior team for 11 years. So I've been teaching kayaking since I was 13. You learn more than you teach, I think, really. When you're coaching, you're constantly reminded of like the fundamentals and stuff, which are easy to kind of get lost to you once you're at a higher level. I think it keeps me really in tune to how I got there and what I can continue to do to focus on. So our sport, the fundamentals are relevant for every level. And that's how you win, basically. It's just being really, really good at those. Learning how to pursue your goals and how to be motivated, it's invaluable thing. So if I can bring that and give that, even a little bit of that to kids in the area using our sport as the medium, then that's like, yeah, that's super special. Anybody can be strong and anybody can be fit and you can do all the intervals you want, but the mental aspect of slalom and racing is still, it's by and far the hardest part for me. Whitewater's always changing. There's no 2 runs that are the same. You have one run to make it happen. When you have pressure and you have commentators and you have crowd, like, you know, people on the sides of the river, and there's all this weight on this one run, it's so easy to like paddle like someone you're not because of the pressure, and you're paddling a little too fast and you're pushing a little too hard. I know it's a good run if I get to the bottom and I like, you know, blacked out basically the whole time, because that's when you're just paddling with your second nature, and that's what you want. If you haven't tried to kayak in whitewater before, you don't understand like just how impressive some of the moves are. And so that's what, you know, having the right commentator and stuff is just so important, to be able to like explain to people why this one was better than this one, and you know, why what they did was so special. The next time that I will have spent, the amount of time that I've spent trying to get as good as I can at kayaking, I'll have to be like 55 by the time I accrue that many hours and like that many years thinking about and pursuing a goal. I'm going to pursue this sport through LA, and then I've decided that that's going to be my stopping point. So I'm gonna phase out the racing, which is sad, but it's been like a freaking amazing experience, and I definitely want to continue coaching.